This episode of Out of Spec Reviews is brought to you by Magna. More on that later.
Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. My name is Zach and behind me is the 2022 Chevy 2500 Duramax with a 10-speed Allison transmission. And we're not doing what you think we would do. Normally we'd probably hook this up to a couple trailers, but unfortunately this weekend we had some pretty bad weather here in Fort Collins and it was just too raining, snowing, just a little bit of everything. But we are gonna take this over 900 foot-pounds of torque, over 400 horsepower beast on a miles per gallon loop. So what we're gonna do, if you're unfamiliar with our miles per gallon loop, we're gonna start here in Wellington, Colorado. I always want to say Fort Collins, but we're a little bit outside of Fort Collins. We're gonna go on a 58-mile round trip. So basically we're gonna go all the way up to almost Cheyenne, do a turnaround from there, get back on the highway, and we're gonna be going 70 the whole time. We're gonna have the air conditioning in the lowest setting and also economic mode if available. This truck does not have that, but what's interesting about this truck is not rated by the EPA. So there is no EPA rating on this truck because it is a heavy duty vehicle. There are no ratings on it. So let's put a rating on it, see what this thing does. So our first step is going to be right here at the come and go. We're gonna fill our car up, or excuse me, our truck with diesel fuel at over $5 a gallon. This is in May of 2022 and gas is very expensive. So let's fill it up with diesel, see how much it takes, do our two-click method or our one-click method. So we'll let it click off, then we'll top it up. We'll wait 30 seconds, top it off again, wait till it clicks again, and then hit the road. So let's fill it up. All right, so let's fill this bad boy up. We do have two choices, obviously. We have a DEF tank and a diesel. Obviously, we're doing our diesel. We got our diesel pump. Diesel selected at $5.39 a gallon here in Fort Collins, by the way, which is pretty crazy. I mean, I am from Texas, and I know it's even crazier down there. Actually, gas here unleaded, I think is like $4.39 a gallon right now or something like that. But remember, unleaded here is 85, not 87. But while this thing's filling up, because it'll be a while, let me take you on a tour of this beautiful 2022 Chevy Silverado 2500. This is the LTZ package, so it does come equipped with leather seats, leather steering wheel, heated steering wheel. We do come equipped with an exhaust brake, lane warning. Not really into that, by the way. I'm not too big of a fan of that. It does have the tailgate drop. I think that's really cool. Emergency flashers, traction control, obviously. This is our plug in the rear. Air conditioned seats, heated seats, an 8.2-inch display. Some fake wood. It does come equipped with the Bose sound system, and the piece de resistance on this truck is the big bad Duramax. This is with the Allison 10-speed transmission, by the way. We are rolling on 275 65/20s. So this is a 20-inch wheel and is the Wrangler all-terrain tire. I believe they keep changing this now. It's called the Trail Runner AT, and this is a 275. With the Z71 package that this truck does come equipped with, you do get the Rancho shocks, super useful. And one of my favorite features of this truck, we got our step right here, drop down tailgate. I think that's really cool. It does come equipped with the gooseneck hitch attachment and the best. You know, I was loading some bikes up in here the other day, and having this step, man, that's a game changer for even just loading stuff into the truck. It just makes it a lot easier. All right, let's see what the pump says. So $40 at 7.50 gallons. We're gonna go ahead and fill it up a little bit more, see where it clicks off at. And there we go. So we did wait way more than 30 seconds. When I was walking you all around the truck, it already pretty much clicked off. So unplug the truck, hit the road, and we'll pick it up inside the truck on our way to Cheyenne. All right, so you join me from inside the 2022 Chevy 2500 Silverado LTZ Z71 package. And I'm gonna try to showcase to y'all. See that heads-up display? How cool is that? It tells you your kilter one way or the other. This would be so useful off-road, by the way. what drive mode you're in for 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, because this truck does have 4-wheel drive auto, which is basically like all-wheel drive. We do have our awesome drive mode selector. So there's no eco mode on here, by the way, just so y'all are aware. We just have normal or off-road or towing, which would be the other way. That puts us in the tow mode, off-road mode, or normal mode. So we're just going to go in normal mode for this trip. We're going to go ahead and reset trip 1. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to hit the road, leave this gas station, and head over to Cheyenne. So the reason, once again, the reason why we do these loop style miles per gallon loops is because we don't want the wind to affect us. So theoretically, if we go one way with it, then the other way will cross act, or whatever you call it. So if we're going one way, the wind's with us. When we're going back, the wind will be against us, so it offsets. So we're going to hit the road. We're going to be going about 70 miles an hour, set our cruise control to that, and see what this thing does and see what our miles per gallon is going to be. I think I'm going to make a prediction. I think we're going to see about, I drive, on this test, we do use our cruise control. We don't really speed, but I don't really speed in normal life anyway. So we're going to do about 70 miles an hour, ginger throttle throughout, even though this thing has over 900 foot-pounds of torque and over 400 horsepower. It's a beast. I would love to have pulled with this, pulled a trailer, that is, but unfortunately we just didn't have the time. So let's hit the road to Cheyenne, Wyoming.
This episode is proudly brought to you by Magna. Magna is a mobility technology company that is super unique because they touch every aspect of almost every car in the market, especially a lot of electric vehicles, and they even can produce vehicles from the ground up. Now, you may remember I shot a series just recently testing some of their new electric vehicle powertrains, so stay tuned for a lot of Magna content to come. We're going to be going in depth with some really interesting topics with these guys, and Out of Spec wants to thank Magna for sponsoring this review and tons of other videos to come right here on Out of Spec. We look forward to working with Magna to define and find out what the future of mobility looks like.
So some things that I really like about this truck, I feel like I've got a lot of power. So we're hitting up the highway here, and I wish I could show you that power, but we're not. We are here for efficiency, and that's why we're doing it. So we're going on I-25 here. Let's get her up to speed. 50, 54, 55, 57, 58. Rolling up, no problem, plenty of power. And we're gonna set our cruise to 70 miles an hour. So keep in mind too, everyone, that this is a heavy duty truck. This is the type of truck where you are going to be sacrificing ride quality on the highway. Be aware of that. When you're making buying decisions on buying this truck over a F-150 or a 1500 Silverado, for example, really think about that. We're not loaded right now, and this thing is, we're bouncing. We are bouncing. And I think that if you don't need to pull a trailer every day, if this isn't your work truck, I just don't understand the logic of buying it. It's hard to park in the city. Granted, this truck has excellent cameras, by the way, excellent cameras. And it makes it very maneuverable. However, it's still a huge truck. All right, a little update from the road. We've gone about 12.8 miles on this MPG loop. We're averaging 14 miles per gallon according to the computer. Not much of a wind really to speak of today. Very nice day to travel. But 14.3 so far. Another cool little feature, it does have the same thing as the Chevy Bolt. I bet it's the same mirror. The rear view camera. And I believe this is coming, so we'll turn it off and we'll turn it off. So I believe that is coming from the fifth wheel camera, because this truck has an incredible amount of camera. We're gonna go over camera. So there is our rear view, and there's the bed. So if you're towing something, I think that's cool. If you're towing something, hauling something, you have something in the back of your bed you want to check out, you can do it from right there. Another cool thing too, if you're a trailer person, you can check on your gooseneck. You can also check on your ball hitch. Make sure it's still connected. Hell, You might not, it might have come off when you're driving. Who knows? I don't know if anyone's ever had that happen to them. Drop a comment, because I've had it and it's scary. So also another thing, in case you are wondering, we are going 70 miles an hour. I just confirmed it with Waze, because Waze is so handy. It gives you that little speedometer thing on there. And we are going 70 miles per hour, confirmed GPS as well. So just wanted to get that statistic out there and make sure we have all of our boxes checked for this MPG loop with a 2022 Chevy Silverado 2500 Duramax. No EPA rating on this truck. We are averaging 14.7 miles at 18 miles in on the trip. So not too great, but hey, it's a big truck. This thing weighs a ton. Way more than a ton, actually. I believe this truck weighs in somewhere around 7,000 pounds, I believe, if not a bit more. So this thing, it's made to pull. It's made to do work. This is a man's working truck, I tell you what. And I got my air-conditioned seats on. Great thing, by the way. And these are real. This is actually blowing air conditioning, I believe. Unlike some other vehicles where it just kind of has a little fan and blows some air on you, I think this is blowing AC, because that's pretty cool air. I love it. Anyway, beautiful day here in Colorado. We're almost in Wyoming, and then we're going to turn around right before we hit Cheyenne. Well, you join me here at our turnaround point. We've gone 28 or about 29 miles or so, just clicked over to 29. So we're exiting here in Wyoming, right outside of Cheyenne, a little bit shy of it. And we are going to be heading back to the come and go. We are averaging 15.4 on that stretch at 29.3 miles. So 15.5, excuse me, miles per gallon on that stretch. Not too shabby, I think, for a big old diesel truck. Let's try not to brake too much. Ease on the throttle, hit our turnaround, and we're going to jump back on the highway. But yeah, pretty happy with that result of that particular trip. So we're heading back on the highway, rolling into it. You know, for being a diesel, by the way, it's a very quiet truck. So we're gonna get up to speed here on the highway, 69, 70 miles per hour. There we go, set the cruise, locked it into 70, 29 miles, 24 minutes or so back to Wellington, Colorado, where we'll top this thing off with gas and conclude this video. But overall driving impressions of this truck, it's good. It's a heavy duty truck. It's not meant for what we're doing today, which is miles per gallon loop on the highway, unloaded, nothing in the truck, just me. Yeah, I think the heads-up display is really cool. And what I think would be most useful for this is when you're off-road, you're concentrating on the trail. Obviously, you wouldn't be off-roading in this truck heavy duty, but maybe in a ZR2 Silverado, maybe hopefully it has the same feature, because I think that is so useful for off-roading, because you can tell how off-kilter you are. You can tell if you're getting tippy, if you're going to be lifting the wheel based on the degrees of the angles that you're at. So really useful information. But anyway, let's head back to the come and go. We'll be there pretty soon, and we'll update y'all once we get there and see what kind of miles per gallon we're getting. But we're at 15.5, holding pretty steady there at 15.5. So all right, so you join me back here at the gas pump. Let's get the old credit card out, and let's grab our diesel pump. All right, and she's filling. Very curious what kind of miles per gallon we're gonna, or how many gallons we're gonna be putting in this thing. Trip computer inside said 19.9. So there we go. Let's wait 30 seconds. You know, tell me what you think about this color. I don't know. To me, it's kind of like brownish green. Let's look at the Monroney like we said we would earlier. We're waiting on that timer to go off. So this vehicle, as tested, is, yeah, I was right on the money, $74,565. And once again, notice how that's blank. No EPA rating on this, because it is such a big truck, doesn't really need it. So there goes our timer. Wait till it clicks again. There it is, 3.2. So let's check that out versus the trip computer. All right, so we're back where we started at my house in Fort Collins, and sorry we didn't shoot the outro at the gas station, but there was a disagreement going on in the parking lot with the police officer and another person. Too many cars idling, it was just too much going on. So we're back here at the house, and the Silverado 2500 came in at 18.2 miles per gallon. pretty good for a humongous 6,900 pound truck equipped with the Duramax and the 10-speed Allison transmission, putting out over 900 foot-pounds of torque and over 400 horsepower. It's actually over 900 foot-pounds of torque on the torque, so it's pretty insane numbers from this big bad Duramax. And 18.2 miles per gallon on our 58 mile or so, 70 miles per hour gas mileage loop. So pretty impressed with the results. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and also if you're looking for big truck content as well as off-roading, camping, Jeep stuff, builds that we're doing over on our overlanding channel, please check out our out of spec overlanding channels. We're super excited to get that off the ground and out to y'all as well. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Thank you for watching.